Wait, so you wanted to set the fire staff? Well, the best build for the fire staff is definitely this build because, let's be honest, it's made by me.
That's a joke.
So with the fire staff build, I actually chose more aggressive kind of playstyle. You have your close range incinerate and your mobility burnout and also the fireball. Basically, incinerate and burnout, you have to be in their faces to actually do damage. Burnout can be used either for escape, for a gap closer, or just using burnout as a combo for dashing into them and then using incinerate to pop them. Anywho, let's get started with the build. So on the fire mage tree, what you have is you have the spell focus, the fire restoration, clear mind, singe, fireball, clear casting, scorched earth, spell slinger, flare, prophet of a fire god, and the runes of Helios. Then on the pyromancer tree you have pyromania, incinerate, and getting it maxed out with the scorched, colorized wounds, flame out. Then the burnout you also fully upgrade it using the all in and the heated up. The heated up perk is actually really big because it increases your burnout dash by a lot, by a whole 50%. So it's a quite big of an upgrade. It's gonna increase your mobility, it's gonna make it even better gap closer to pop them with incinerate because you're gonna be able to catch up to them even faster. And that is definitely the best build for solo fire staff, for open world, for some outpost rushes, skirmishes. For that, this build is gonna be the best. It's not the best for killing people on point, but it's actually very much comparable to any other AoE builds that you have. And then for your second weapon, you have two choices. You can either go Ice Gauntlet, and with the Ice Gauntlet, this build is honestly the universal build. There's no reason to use either Ice Pylon, Wind Chill, or Ice Spikes because those abilities are just bad compared to every other ability that is on the list. So if you want to have Ice Gauntlet in your build, these are the abilities to use. I'm not gonna go over it because I already have this build in my other build guide, so if you want to check out the Fire Staff Ice Gauntlet build, it's right in the other video. But that build is more for big scale PvP for the maximum AoE damage. But for this build, which I'm using for solo PvP for small skirmishes, I would recommend getting the rapier as your secondary weapon. And as you can see, for the blood tree, you can just get refreshing strikes and guard, and that is it. That you'll leave the tree alone, and then you almost max out the grace tree. If you don't like the parry, which I don't know why you wouldn't like the parry, you can just remove points from the parry tree and put them on Tondo just to get one Tondo point, just so you can put bleed on people. And then once you get the Tondo, all I have to do is get this unerring perk, is that how you pronounce it? It's gonna increase your damage by 5% on people that have bleed on them. So instead of parrying, you will be able to put a bleed on them and then do your combos, and they will melt even quicker because of the 5% damage buff. But I recommend getting the parry because, let's be honest, parry is just stupid. You can turn the tables on any opponent that you fight against. Now another option that you have is if you want to keep the parry but you still want the bleed, you can remove the the dash. You can remove the dash from your abilities and then get the bleeding, and then you will have like 2 spare points. You can just get the desperation or controlled breathing or literally anything else. It won't make a big difference. The big difference is you having evade maxed out. But anyways, my choices are evade, riposte, and flashe, and everything is being maxed out, and only the desperation and control breathing are being left out in the grace tree. And again, on the blood tree, I have refreshing strikes and guard. And by doing this, I'll have the maximum amount of damage and also having defensive being the riposte or parry, whatever you want to call it. Now for the attributes, what you want to have is actually having mostly intelligence. This is a mistake from my previous video. You want to have mostly intelligence, but you also want to have 50 constitution and then having 50 dexterity. Now the reason why we want to have dexterity is because 50 dexterity will give you a perk which increases your critical chance. So that is quite a big perk that you want to have, and on my last video I kind of forgot about it, then forgot to include it. But critical chance is big on the fire staff because the fire staff has this, where is it? It has extra critical strikes and it also has extra critical strike damage, so it does a lot of critical damage, so that dexterity perk is gonna be big. But yeah, this is my fire staff rapier build. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see more of these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, hope you have fun in New World.